Hey crafters, Leo with the Dreaming Tree, and welcome to the assembly video for our police car favor box. A quick little project, relatively, and we tried to make it as, try to minimize the amount of pieces while maintaining a certain level of detail. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off by putting together the two sides of the police car. Okay, so this is side one. That's side two over here, and it's basically the same thing for both sides, minus the fact that it's mirrored. Okay, so we're going to start off with either half. Doesn't matter which one you grab, just grab one of them. Now, the base of this is a black cardstock. So, anytime you're dealing with black cardstock, you want to be a little careful when placing things. You want to try to be as accurate as you can. Because, well, black is probably the least forgiving color of cardstock when it comes to, if you get a little bit, smudge a little bit or just get some glue where it doesn't belong. Technically, they say that the glue is supposed to dry clear, but it will leave kind of a glossy little sheen, and sometimes it can be a little unsightly. So just be careful. As I'm placing this, I am focusing on the little wheel portion here, kind of using that as my initial guide for placement, and it may help to just kind of hold it up in the air, get the wheel matched up, and then you can see how it's kind of cut in half there, and right there and there is a good place to look. And then of course you want to make sure that you maintain a nice even border around the windows, and then obviously you can see that the little police thing there, it matches up. Okay, next, to just kind of make this a little bit more sturdy, and obviously we need to cover up the white. We're going to put this little black piece in place, and then put in the little details for the rest of the wheel. So just line that up as accurately as you can, like so. It's also going to make it sturdier so that when you do put little chocolates or treats inside this, it won't collapse on itself. So I wanted to reinforce it a handful of times just to make sure that it can withstand whatever it is you put in there. Now, this being a favor, I would probably anticipate putting, I don't know, 3 or 4 little like Halloween size treats in there, but obviously you're going to put in whatever you decide to put in, whatever's appropriate for your party. Or if this is just a one-off little gift to a police officer that that maybe did something nice for you, or someone in your family, then you can put whatever will fit. Okay, get this lined up here, right up to the very edge. I saw that I had a little bit of glue shoot out there, but that's okay. All right, and we'll grab this piece, and we're going to center this. Just going to eyeball that. And again, because of the black nature of the main structure, it's always good to kind of dab the glue with your finger to thin it out. And you're going to center this as accurately as you can. We don't really include markers for it. There we go. And then there's a little white piece that goes in the center. One little dot of glue should do. Just get that centered. Try to leave a little bit of a border around it. There we go. That looks good. While I'm here, there's 2 little red dots. And those are little reflectors that you typically see on cars, I think. I think that's what those are. Little markers there for that. Pop that right into place. We can do that with the other one as well. So we're going to put together 2 sides, and then the structure actually goes together super easy. We've made it, very easy actually. You'll see. And let's get the other part of the wheel going here. So hopefully, I'm hoping that. The assembly on this one takes about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So if you are making, you know, doing this in quantity for a party, got like 8 kids maybe or something like that. I don't know why I chose that number. I just feel like that's probably a good number for a kid's birthday party. That you can make these pretty easily in large quantities. I've seen you guys make some very complex projects from our site in large numbers. So for those of you that have done that, this will be a cakewalk to mass produce if you go that route. Okay, there's that. All right, so there's one half of the police car. That's cool. And you can also use that element on the side of a card if that's what you wanted to do. And now we can do the same thing on the other side. All right, let's get our glue going here. I think Peyton's actually, I mean, he kind of is following in his dad's footsteps here. He's really into like monsters. And I think, much like me, his first Halloween where he actually knew what was going on, I think we really got him into the whole monster thing, because he just loves watching stuff on monsters, which you would think is like, maybe he's too young for it, but he loves it and he's not scared of it, which is kind of cool. Because I know adults that still don't even want to go into a haunted house, and that's fine. I was nowhere near where he is with haunted houses. I think I went to my first haunted house when I was in my mid-20s, and I was terrified. He went into one on accident. We were supposed to not let him in. We were going to take turns, and then actually know the guy that runs the place. He's like, yeah, just come on in. And we just took him in, and he actually did pretty well, surprisingly. Or not surprisingly, I guess. But yeah, he's a little trooper. So yeah, he's into buses. He's got a fire truck, so he's all into that. He's got some little Matchbox police cars, but I don't know if he's so like totally into the whole police concept just yet. I'm sure it'll come. Okay, so just putting the other red piece in place, just like we did. I'm just kind of blabbing right now because we essentially have done all this already. Okay, let's put this black piece in place again. Cover up the white, also make this a little more sturdy. And we'll see if my 15-minute prediction is accurate. I have a feeling it's going to go a little bit over that, but still, it's okay. There we go. Let's get this one in place. And then, like I said, the structure is kind of cool because we used kind of the skeleton piece concept that we do in a lot of our projects to make putting the tabs in place like super easy. Okay, you'll see what I mean in just a moment here. Now we're putting a little wheel well accent on first, so that it's a lot easier to identify the center when we place the center of the wheels in. It's a lot easier to kind of gauge if you've got it centered correctly. And I'm getting glue all over the place on the black, which, as I said, can be, it's not very forgiving, so just be careful. Spread that glue nice and thin. Okay, just getting that lined up. Nice and accurate. There we go. Did better on that one. Okay, let's grab the centers. And I'm just applying some dots here around the perimeter mostly, and then just kind of dabbing that with my finger to thin it out so that it doesn't go shooting all over the place. Get that as centered as you can. Nice even amount of black all the way around. It's kind of interesting how our eyes and our brains just know how to center things. It's pretty, seems so simple. And we kind of take it for granted. Definitely an interesting thing though. Okay, there we go. Let's not forget the little white bit for the center. That looks pretty cool. Again, I wanted to kind of make it practical and functional while maintaining a certain level of detail and making it easy to assemble, which is, you know, kind of a tightrope to walk. So hopefully it works for you. I think it's cute. One other thing we can work on here is the actual emergency lights. So we have these two pieces like this with tabs. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue these back to back, but we're not going to put any glue on the tabs just yet. So put glue on one side, grab the other half, and just glue it right on top of the part that we just put glue on. Squish it together, just basically making a sandwich. You can flatten out the tabs while you get this lined up. Just no glue on the tabs, not yet anyway. Okay, so we should end up with something like this. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put our lights on here. I'm going to put blue on the left and red on the right, like that. And you just want to match that up with the very edge so that it's flush. There we go. You can kind of use your finger to feel that. So there's the blue. Let's grab a red. I'm going to put the red on the right, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then rather than trying to make this all crazy and dimensional and making tiny little boxes, we just opted to make it dimensional but simple to assemble. Because again, remember, you will likely be mass producing this. At least that's, you know, you don't have to, but that's how we anticipated this item being used. Okay, so again, you know what? Now we're going to put the blue one on the same side as the other blue one so that it's blue front and back. And then I guess you can glue it on however you want. You can have the red on the driver's side or on the passenger side, whatever floats your boat. I don't know if it really matters. There probably is some sort of code for the appropriate side for the lights. All right, so we have this piece now here, and we're going to slide this through. Take the tabs, fold them down, slide the little tabs through, bring it down all the way, and spread them out. Okay, we're going to put glue underneath each of these tabs, and they're going to get glued to the underside of this piece. And this is the panel that's going to go on the roof. And as you can see, we've got the lights on there. Super cool. There we go. So we can put that off to the side. This is just the bottom for the box, so that's pretty much good to go. We have the little grill here. We're going to put this piece of white on top of, in my case, a silver foil. Okay, so we're going to pop that right on there. And there's two of these. They should be identical. So that's going to go right on there. There we go, press that down. That's one. The other one is just the white piece. That's going to go on the back. We have a little star that you don't need to do anything with that. Then we have some lights for the front and the back. We have two white circles and then two yellow circles. We're going to glue the yellow into the center of the white. Get that as centered as possible, as even as possible. There's one. Grab the other one. And then we're going to take the little red pill-shaped pieces and get those glued into the centers of these two. And these are all going to go on the front and back of our vehicle. And we can do that. Probably a good idea to do that once we have everything assembled. Go ahead and take that red piece, glue it to the center of the white, like so. One more to go, and then we can go ahead and put together the actual structure, which you'll see here. It's going to be super quick. Okay, here we go. All right, move that away for now. Okay, so I think we're at about the 15-minute mark here, so I'm not quite 15 minutes. I was hoping it would be. Now, while this is still flat, I want you to glue this part down onto the front. This is the windshield in the front. It's just easier to do this now while it's flat. Okay. And I'm just doing dots, and then again I will hit that with my finger to thin it out and just kind of make sure I don't have too much glue on there and make a mess on my table instead of on my black cardstock. So there's going to be a little bit of a black border on the inside as well as the outside. So you want to try to get that as centered as you can. That is looking okay, I think. Yeah, that'll work. Sometimes thin pieces like this kind of almost like move a little bit. They almost are kind of free floating, and each little section almost like moves independently. There we go. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. This is the front here, okay? And what we're actually going to do is we're going to take and glue these tabs to the outside. Okay, so go ahead and you can take and apply glue to this thin little tab, and then you're going to fold it over and glue it to the outside of this structure. And if it helps, we've done this before, you can fold this out of the way and just slide that under and press from the outside while you push down from the inside to help that tab get in place. I love using my table whenever I can. It just makes things a lot cleaner. Okay, so now we can go over here to this next tab, and we'll apply our glue to this guy here. I'm going to take that tab and tuck it under. It's right here. Tuck it under, push it as far as it'll go here, and then we're pressing down from the inside here. This is the tab where my pointer finger is here. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like on the other side. There we go. Now this tab's going to go here. So I'm going to flare that back. Just throw a little bit of glue on there. It doesn't need to be completely covered. Okay, and then you can take it, tuck it under, push this part as far as it'll go, and press down. Okay, there we go. And there you have it. All right, so I think it's, this shirt is driving me nuts. Oh, well, hello there. Okay, I think it's probably a good idea to just get the other side in place as well. And if you're feeling brave, you can try to just do all 3 tabs at once, which would obviously help expedite the assembly. So I'm going to put this on the surface, on my surface. I'm going to tuck it under. It's a little bit harder to see now because this part's already in place, but I'm just pushing all these areas down onto the main structure as far as it'll go while pressing down on the tabs, and that should be it, just like that. Okay, so that worked nicely. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to take and apply some glue to this tab here. We'll spread that out to the edge. That's not enough. I can just feel how tacky that was. There we go, that's much better. Now we'll fold this over and get that lined up as accurately as you can. And this black cardstock really shows a lot of imperfections if you get glue everywhere. So I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll take this piece here, flare it out so we can apply glue to these 2 little triangular tabs. Spread that glue out to the very edge, just like that. And we'll tuck this in, line it up, and you should have enough room in there to get your finger in there to press that down into place. Okay, and yeah, essentially you're just gonna fill it up from the back window. That's gonna be your access point. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Okay, so there's that. And I can see here on that tab, I didn't get my glue down far enough, so I'm going to take and apply some glue to a scrap piece of paper, like so, and I'm just going to paint a little bit of extra glue right onto that tab, because I just did not get enough coverage on that, and I will just do that manually. Just press and hold that for an extra moment to let it set, like so. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take and anchor the bottom of this to one of the long sides here. So go ahead and apply your glue to one of the long tabs. And spread that out to the very edge of the tab, like so. And we'll take this and just line that up right out to the very edge. Make sure it's centered. Okay. And then you can drop that down, press down from the inside, help the rest of that tab make contact. Okay. And that looks good. That looks good. So we can open this up now, move it out of the way, and we'll apply glue to the 3 remaining tabs, and we can close this up. I do want to try to get that glue out to the very edge of each of these tabs. I always worry, it makes me a little anxious when I work with black cardstock, but that's okay. It'll turn out just fine. There we go. All right, then go ahead and close the little lid and line it up with this side here. Get it nice and centered. Right there, and then the other 2 sides should just kind of fall into place. I needed to nudge mine in a little bit on that one side. Okay, and then if you can, grab a dowel. I don't know what that is. And just push, you can actually push down on the tabs from the inside a little bit if you can't reach it. And there we go. And then take a look at your work here. If you notice that you have any little gaps or anything, honestly, it may not even matter because that's going to be all covered up once we put this on there. Okay, so that looks nice. So here's what we're going to do. Obviously, we don't need to put glue on the actual bottom half of the wheels. So you just apply your glue. Just kind of stop right there. Just don't go below that area. If you do, it's not going to hurt anything, but you're just wasting glue. Okay, just like that. And pop that on there. Line it up as accurately as you can. Flush with the bottom, flush with the front and back. Just like that. And put that down on your surface and press down from the inside. Do it carefully so we don't mess anything up. Kind of push there as well. There we go. Look at that. That's cute. And that saves a little bit of paper. So because we don't have liners on everything. Okay. And we'll do the same thing on the other side and just put on a little final finishing touches and call it a day. So yeah, and you can take this one step further too if you wanted to by doing a little printout with the child's name maybe on the back bumper. You can make a little license plate maybe, and you can simply just accomplish that by cutting out like a rectangle. I don't think that's anything we really need to provide. I think that's something that all of our super crafty friends are capable of doing. Okay, there we go. Take a look and make sure everything is matching up nicely and sitting flush. That looks nice. Cool. All right. You can see here, that's the front. I'm going to have the blue light on the left, and we're going to pop that right on top, centered. There's going to be a little tiny bit of a border around it. Okay. Get that nice and centered on top. You can stick your hand underneath to help press that into place all the way around. Just be patient with this. I want that to look nice and flush around the perimeter. There we go. Let's take a look. That's pretty good. Okay. And let's get the front on. Obviously you want to pay attention, make sure that you are indeed looking at the front. Okay, now one thing that, there are some markers here actually for the grill in the front. So just use the markers, and then of course there are some markers there as well for the little lights. And just kept it simple. Okay, there's my marker. Help with the centering. This white bumper should be flush with the bottom, so make sure you've got that lined up as well. There we go. Okay, and let's put our little headlights on. You'll see that there are a series of markers there for placement of your lights. Just want to make sure everything looks nice and symmetrical. There's one. And there's two. Whoops. That looks good. I head to the back, and I lost my star. It's somewhere. I'll find it. And we have the two red lights. These are our brake lights, I think. I mean, what else would they be, right? There's one. And there's two. Okay, yeah, and you know what? We actually did include, oh, there's the star. We did include a print-to-cut for the bumper. Like, it's gonna go right here. I don't have it here because I didn't print it out, but you'll see it in the final photo. I'm probably gonna put Peyton's name on it. You can use whatever font you want. Just make it cute. And that's literally it. Let's just put the final little piece on here. Now, a little bit of this is gonna be sticking off, okay? And there's not really a marker for this, so you do wanna try to just center it to the best of your ability. Make sure it's flush with the bottom. I'll just pop it on there, give it a press, see if it looks centered. If it doesn't, just give it a slight nudge in whichever direction you need to accomplish that. And again, this is where your little, you can customize it with your child's friend's name or your child's name. And there is our super cute police car. That's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a moment, visit us on our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button while you're there. There's a little bell you can click on that'll actually have your browser give you notifications anytime we release anything new. And if you make this or anything from our new bundle, I'd love to see it, and so would the rest of our community. So head over to Facebook and do a search for Dreaming Tree Official. That's where you'll find myself and over 46,000 other dreamers that inspire us daily. So hope you had a blast, and as always, look forward to crafting with you again. Hey, thanks for crafting along with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out some of our other videos, and please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to visit our site and check out our free SVG section, where you'll find over 140 free SVG files complete with assembly tutorials. I'll see you in the craft room.